James Webb Telescope. Icy moon Enceladus spews massive water plume.
Here's a summary of the article.
Astronomers have detected a huge plume of water vapor spurting out into space from Enceladus, an icy moon of Saturn. Scientists are fascinated by Enceladus because its subsurface salty ocean, the source of the water, could hold the basic conditions to support life. NASA's Cassini mission gathered tantalizing evidence of the necessary chemistry by regularly flying through the geysers and sampling the water with its instruments, although it made no direct detection of biology. The European Space Agency calculated the rate at which the water was gushing out at about 300 liters per second. The instrument showed how much of the ejected vapor feeds a fuzzy torus of water co-located with one of Saturn's famous rings, its so-called E-ring. It's not known, for example, how long little Enceladus has held water in the all-important liquid state to support biology. The Moon may have been frozen solid for a substantial portion of the history of the Solar System, denting its life credentials. In contrast, Jupiter's bulkier moons, such as Europa and Ganymede, have probably had the heat energy to maintain water in the liquid state over a much greater period of time.
This post received a score of 4,200, with an upvote ratio of 98%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Course correction.
I liked this thought. Fun to imagine. Lol.
Imagine if major countries of the world spent even remotely 20% of their military budget on space exploration. The advances we would make would be astronomical.
Greater than the advances we would make would be astronomical. I see what you did there.
That was a truly stellar joke.
It's the star of the thread.
Truly, a radiant pun.
Galaxy brain take.
They were shooting for the stars with that one.
I thought it was out of this world.
You constantly see this really cool news our telescopes capture and then learn our priorities are up our ass, so all these questions get added to the maybe one day pile that someone might get around to sifting through well after we die. Even if they do, this is a simple mission to see if maybe there might be positive signs of life on a moon. If it gets good news, then another mission will have to be planned several decades from then. At least, it won't even begin happening until an end-of-world scenario where we're forced to act, and by then it may be too late.
It's not a question of the quality of our space priorities. It's a question of the really very limited amount of money they are given to work with. They get nowhere near that kind of funding anymore. Which space missions would you propose they ditch, in favor of this one?
This chart shows the NASA budget increasing every year for the past decade, while the per kilogram cost of putting mass into orbit continues to decrease, year after year. To my layman's brain, this should mean that instead of having to ditch missions, NASA should be able to send an ever greater number of probes, satellites into space. Why is that not the case?
The cost of putting probes into space is a fairly small part of the overall cost of the mission, when it comes to major NASA projects. The James Webb Space Telescope cost $10 billion over the course of the project. The SLS project has already cost around $23 billion. The Internal Space Station cost $150 billion. The Space Shuttle cost $209 billion. Idiot Musk paid 4.5 James Webbs for fucking Twitter. 10 Orberlanders, 18 Curiosities. It's just numbers, and they're meaningless.
Enceladus squirted into Saturn's E-ring. Sounds kinda nasty.
Saturn's E-rings are made of Enceladus squirt.
It sneezed.
It SP-luged, ew.
Could there be whales on Enceladus?
Probably not. Might be some bacteria, which would be mind-blowing.
I hope they are not mind-blowingly infectious.
Why would they be? It's not like they had to adapt to infect mammals in order to survive.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.